Hello there. Welcome back to Grade 4 Accounting. In this video, we want to look at a question from the question of the preparatory exam for 2024, September 2024. So we're going to look at question 1.2 on that question paper that is on the preparation of the data reconciliation. So the question reads the information relates to same stock for July 2024. On the required part, that is 1.2.1, it reads indicate the corrections that must be made to the debtors control account in the general ledger by showing the amount with the plus for increase and negative for decrease, or right, no change. And the question has got 4 marks. So this is the question that we're going to start with. So if you go to the question now, let's just go down and see what we have. We are given pre-adjustment figures on 31 July 2024. So for debtors control account balance, we've got 14,400. So for the first part of this question, we're going to start with this provisional balance of 14,500. So if you go to our answer section, let's try to see what we have in terms of answer section. So you see that this is the correction to the debtors control, which is the 1.2.1. And the provisional balance that we have that we are going to start with is 14,500. Then obviously, we are now going through the information 1 to 5 and indicate a plus if it's necessary, and then a minus if it's also applicable. So if you go back to our question now, let's go to information 1 and see what is it saying. It's saying the total of the debtors allowance journal was overcast by 1,300. So remember, the debtors allowance reduces the amount that we have for debtors, and it is supposed to be entered on the credit side. And remember, when the error is been made in the journal, it's also going to affect the debtors control, because the figures that we put in the debtors control, we take them from the journals or the subsidiary books. So in this case, it means this 1,300 was overcast. It means we subtracted a bigger figure by 1,300 in the debtors control. In other words, on the credit side of the debtors control, there is a bigger figure with 1,300, which we need to remove. So by removing it, we go to the debit side and enter 1,300. So in our debtors control, you see that this is our debtors control. And whenever we enter the debit side, it's a plus, and whenever we enter to the credit side, it's a minus. It's as simple as that. So in this case, we are entering on the debit so that we remove the 1,300 that is on the credit. So we are going to show it as a plus. So here we come here, and we are saying plus 1,300. So we are saying plus 1,300. Then we can go on to see what we have in terms of the next one, which is information number 2. So on information number 2, you see that it reads interest of 250 rands must be charged on the overdue account of M. Smith. So this interest is going to increase the amount of debtors. So by increasing, we are going to the debit side of the debtors control and put our 250, which is where we are going to show as a plus. So again, we go to our answer section and show a plus for information 2. So it's a plus 250. Then information 3. Information 3 reads an amount of 3,200 rands received from T92 was correctly recorded in the cash receipt journal, but posted incorrectly as 2,300 rands to the account of T92. So we see that this amount is correct in the cash in the journal. So it means if it's correct in the journal, it's not going to affect our debtors control. But it was not correct in when it was posted to the account of T92, which is in the ledger. So it's only affected at the list of balances in the ledger. So this one will come back and correct it when we are looking at the ledger on the list of balances. So we go to the next question, which is 4. It reads, merchandise bought by a Kunene 800 rands was posted to the wrong side of his account in the debtors ledger. So this was merchandise bought and was posted to the wrong side of his account in the debtors ledger. So you see that the debtors ledger is the one which is not correct, which means the journal is correct. And if the journal is correct, it means also the debtors control is correct. So in this case, this error also is going to affect our ledger. So we can go back there. Remember, the question is saying indicate no change if the transaction is no effect. So if you come here, we are on number 3. We are on number 3, so we are saying no change. And we can move on now to number 4. And if we come to number 4 now, it's saying merchandise. This was number, sorry, this was number. Let's just try to just verify in terms of our transactions. This was number 3 and number 4. Number 3 and number 4 are indicating a no change, so you can as well try to show that. So number 4 again, we are saying no change. 3 and 4. Then we go to number 5. Right. If you go to number 5, let's try number 5 is now saying no entry. Number 5 is saying no entry was made for a credit note issued to X Zulu 540 rands. So this one is a credit note and it was not entered at all. It was omitted. So if it was omitted, it means it's not there again in the journals. So it's also going to affect our debtors control. So this was a credit note. So we are supposed to enter it in the debtors allowance journal, and it was supposed to be on the credit side of the debtors control, but it's not there. So it means we have to put it and put it on the credit side of debtors control. So by putting it on the credit side of the debtors control, it's a minus. So we are going to show it as a minus 540 in our debtors control, and it's also going to affect our ledger. Remember, because it's not appearing in the data, because all the entries that we are going to put in the data in the ledger, we take them from the journals. So we go down to the our other section and indicate it as a negative. So we are saying negative. By negative, we can show it in brackets, negative 540. So having done that, now we can now try to make our calculations by saying 14,500 plus 1,300 plus 250 minus 540. So let's just try to calculate that one. So we try to calculate it as such, and then we see what are we going to get there. So we're going to get 15,510 is a positive. So here we are having 15,510. So this is our correction to the debtors control account. Then we go to the debtors list now. On the debtors list, we are just going to go to the errors that we indicated as L is affecting our ledger. Then after we have indicated that, now we can be able now to adjust. So if you come on the error number 3, in the amount of 3,200, in amount of 3,200 received from T92 was correctly recorded in the cash journal, but posted incorrectly as 2,300 to the account of T92. So this amount was entered, a small amount was entered in the ledger. So it was entered as a small amount. By how much is the question? So we're just going to say 3,200 minus 2,300. So try to see what we get there. So if you say 3,200, and then we subtract your 2,300, you're going to get your 900. You're going to get your 900. So here we're saying 900 was entered as 900 incorrectly. So it was an amount received from T92. So it was supposed to reduce the amount T92 is owing. It was supposed to subtract, but we subtracted a smaller figure. So it means we're also going to subtract 900 so that we arrive, we make it equal to 3,200. So we are going to T92, and then we subtract at 900. So T92's amount is here, which is 6,200. We are going to say 6,200, and then we subtract your 900 on the data list. So we go there again on the answer section and effect that adjustment. So if you come here, right, we are saying this is T92. So we are saying 6,200. And then we are subtracting your 900. So here you can leave it open because you might have another adjustment that is affecting T92. Then you can just add on there on the calculation. So we come here. You see that this was the first one that is affecting our data list. Then we can try to see what we have there on the second one. We are having number 4. This saying merchandise bought by Ekunene 800 rands was posted to the wrong side of his account in the data ledger. So this was supposed to increase the amount Ekunene is owing, but we entered it on the credit side of Ekunene, and it was a subtraction by entering on the credit side. So to remove it, we are supposed to. So the scenario that we have is that we have Ekunene's account in the data ledger, and we posted it to the credit side instead of the debit side. So what are we supposed to do? We are supposed to first enter the 800 to remove this 800 that is on the wrong side, and then we enter the correct amount. So this is we're entering twice on the debit side. So remember, when we are in the data ledger, on the debit side is a plus, on the credit side is a negative. So what we are saying is we are going to add 800 plus 800, which is 1,600. So we are just going to the balance of Ekunene and then add 1,600. So come here. Ekunene, we are seeing that Ekunene has got a credit balance of 1,000. It's got a credit balance of 1,000. A credit balance in the data in the ledger indicates a negative. Remember, we're saying when you credit, it's a negative, when you debit, it's a positive. So when it's a credit like this, it means you're going to indicate it as a minus 1,000. Then we add our 1,600. So we come here on the data list, and we are saying negative 1,000. And then we add our 1,600. And then the amount that you are going to get is 600. And then we can go and see what we have next from there. We now go to item 5, which is saying no entry was made for a credit note issued to XZulu 540. So remember, this was an error of omission. It was omitted. So it was supposed to reduce the amount that XZulu is owing, since it was a credit note. So but it was not entered, so you need to subtract it from the balance of XZulu. So if you go back there, you would see that for XZulu, the amount that we have is 2,300 for XZulu. So we are going to subtract 540. So we go to the other section. And enter it as such. So we are here, we are on XZulu. So on XZulu, we are saying the figure that we are given there is 2,300. Then we subtract your 540. And then the answer that we're going to get is 1,760. And this is what we have. Then we try to see again if we have got any other adjustments that needs to be done. So if you come here, we have item 2 also, which is affecting our ledger, which is saying interest of 250 rands must be charged on the overdue account of M. Smith. So it means it's going to increase the balance that M. Smith is owing. So it's a plus that we are going to make on balance of M. Smith plus 250. So we check in terms of what M. Smith is owing, 7,600, then we add 250. So we go again there. This is going to be the last adjustment that we have. So on M Smith, we are saying 7,600, and then we add 250. And then say 7,850. This is what we have. So here, remember the calculation of T9 do, we can just maybe close it. It says 6,200 minus 900, and then we get 5,300. So this is what we have. So having done that, now we can now add 600 plus 600 plus 5,300 plus 1,760 plus 7,850. And if you do that, the total that you're supposed to get there is 15,510. So this is our reconciliation. We see now that this balance is equal to this balance, which explains that we have reconciled correctly. So this is what we have. Then obviously we have another question that is following. Let's try to see what we have. Right, on the next question, that is 1.2.3, it's saying, explain why the balance of debtors control account in the general ledger should be the same as the total of the debtors list. But this question, we know that the debtors control is a reflection of the debtors list. So basically what we are saying is debtors control is the summary of the debtors list. So this can be a reason that we can raise. So we can go there on the other section and just present it as such. So we come here. So we are here on 1.2.3. We are saying the debtors control is a summary of the debtors list. It's a summary of the debtors list. So this is what we have. Then the next one is saying provide two, which is the last one, provide two internal control measures that the business can use to improve the collection of money from debtors, except the charging of interest. So obviously we have to remind the customers about their amounts that they are owing by sending them reminders. We can use emails, we can use postal letters, or we can use SMS. But due to the modern world, due to technology, the use of emails and SMS are the ones that are now common. So we can say the first point, send regular reminders. Send regular reminders using emails, and also we can talk about SMS and many others, methods that we can use there. Then that is, and then also you can also try to raise another point which says you can also implement the use of discounts for early payment, so that the customers are attracted to make early payments so that they can enjoy the issue of discount. So this is what we guys, according to this video of the debtors reconciliation. Let's stay tuned for more videos to come. Let's subscribe and share. Let's share the link to all our friends that are doing grade 12 accounting. Let's meet again in the next video. As for this video, I'm out. We meet again.